Welcome back, folks. Today I can finally confirm that Sony will also announce the 100-400 GM lens along the Sony A7rVI in May. I'm 100% sure because a news source actually shared the images of this lens to me, asking me to not post them, so I cannot publish them obviously. If you have info about and images about this lens that I can share, and also about the Sony A7rVI, you can contact me using this email address and contact form. You can upload images, let me know if I can share them. Then I can finally also show you the images of the lens, but also of the camera that both are coming in May. Now, there is one important update about this lens. Previously I told you that this lens would be a 100-400mm 4.0 constant aperture zoom lens. This is based on a rumor posted back in autumn by How to Fly. He is usually a very reliable source and was right many times in the past, but there is one spec that changed, or maybe he misunderstood. The lens is 100-400 4.5 constant aperture and not 4.0 constant aperture. So just this is a very important change, and it's confirmed because I finally saw the images. Also in the previous weeks, other sources, news sources told me actually that it would be 4.5, but I wasn't sure that if this would be right, because I trust How to Fly as a source. But this time he has been slightly wrong still. See, he was ahead of time saying that the 100-400 would be coming, and so it's 4.5 and not 4.0. Don't think this is a massive change. I don't know if it's a third of a stop or something like this, but it's a small change, and it's okay for me. But let me know in the comment system if this is something that you would consider as a factor that would change your opinion about this lens, if to buy it or not. But anyway, now before I talk to you about the changes of this lens, because I saw the images, so at least I can tell you about the changes of this lens, a quick reminder: first of all, like this video to help me YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button to not miss any of the upcoming rumors. In the past weeks I also got some info about the possible announcement dates from Sony, and there is a weird thing happening because I got two different dates. So I asked my sources also to clarify if there is only one announcement date or two separate announcement dates. Maybe there's more stuff coming, I didn't get it, or if this NDA has to do something with reviews that can be published only later. I don't know how those things go, but please clarify using this email address and contact form what exactly is the announcement date. Should be mid of May. But I also got an info about announcement at the end of May, and actually on a private note, it's very important for me to know because on May 25 and May 27 I'm actually offline on a mountain, so I don't hope the announcement or the second announcement will happen on May 27. Okay, fingers crossed for me. Okay, now back to the lens. So I saw the lens. There are some changes compared to the 100-400 4.5, 5.6 gem lens that we got many years ago. First of all, the lens name is 100-400 4.5 gem, so it's not a GM2, it's not a second version of the 100-400 original gem lens. It will be GM and not GM2, just 4.5 constant aperture. And the images I got are not show pieces of the lens, so not the lens as a whole, so I didn't get the feeling if the lens did grow in size or not. Doesn't appear. I think it's about the same size as the current 100-400 4.5 5.6, despite being it faster. So looks like you can expect the same kind of size, and also the weight should be okay. But let's move on to the changes. First of all, the rear mount collar part seems to be wider, and this is the first change. The second change is that the switches have moved closer to the mount, so it makes it more handy to use them while operating the camera and the lens together. The third change is that the focal length markings are now in between the aperture and focus ring, and the gap between the aperture and focus ring has now narrowed really by a lot. They're really close, and you only barely see a white part with the focal length markings. This is one of the small changes on this lens. Another change is that the color knob now has moved closer to the focus ring. Another change is that the silver plate on the lens doesn't have the red marking with the text made in Japan. So it's not there like you have it, for example, on a 300mm GM. Don't know if it means that this lens is not made in Japan or simply it's just an aesthetic change with no particular other meaning. Now, all the rest are about the same. All the switches that we know from the other GM lenses are there, so there is no big change. It doesn't have drop-in filter option as from what I saw. So this is all I can tell from the cropped images I saw. Hopefully in the next hours and days I will get some more info about the pricing and so forth. So this lens is definitely coming. That's the news of today. Along the Sony A7R6, I hope that the very same source will also share some images of the Sony A7R6 because it will be announced with the lens. And I'm curious about the new body design because I've been told it has new body design. Like I told you before, don't expect a crazy new body, just improvements on the grip and so forth. So I want to see what kind of changes Sony implemented on the Sony A7R6, which has close to 67 megapixel. That's also confirmed. And I didn't get info now about other gear that could be announced along the Sony A7R6 announcement day. So I don't know, for example, if the 1628 2.0 GM lens that also was rumored by How to Fly back in autumn is coming on that very same day or will be announced maybe in a second event shortly after. Like I told you before, I know there are other camera announcements happening, obviously, like every year, but they're happening quite close after the Sony A7R6 from what I heard. And I got info about the possible names of those two cameras, but I'm waiting confirmation. If they get confirmed, both cameras are truly exciting. So not only Sony A7R6, but also the other two cameras are cameras that I find highly interesting. Okay, now this is really a small update and a correction, small correction, aperture info on this lens. And now I hope that soon I can tell you more about the Sony announcement, but also about the Panasonic announcement and the other announcements that are happening also for Canon, Nikon and so forth in the next weeks and months, okay? And don't forget to follow lrumors.com tomorrow on April 21 because Panasonic will announce a new 40mm full-frame pancake lens 2.0, which is very compact and perfect for the Lumix S9, and a new limited edition S9 will also be announced. Again, a reminder to first of all like this video because it helps me to be present on the YouTube algorithm, and obviously subscribe to not miss any of the upcoming videos. And again, a reminder to send me all the info you find about camera and lenses from all manufacturers using the email address and contact form. And that's about it, folks. I hope to see you very soon and to be able to share real images to you to get more excited about the new Sony A7R6 and the 100-400 4.5 constant aperture GM lens. See you soon!